Now this is actually going to be quite pertinent, so guys, really get your notes out now and have a listen to this, and obviously you're going to have the video for it as well. And my content that I was going to do, we will do a webinar on this for level 4. Okay, it's my 7 secrets that I think you need now after listening to Dave and the other guys now that are going to help get you to what I call the 1% club. And we'll talk about that in the webinar. Okay, so let's have Dave to the front.
All right, guys. Who out of you guys who wants to be an online coach? All right, cool. I think it would have been better if Trish did this presentation. She put a lot of work into this. In fact, over the last 6 months, that's all she's done, and it showed quite a bit. Some of you guys actually look at what she posts online and how she writes. It's really quite scary how good she's getting with that. She got a 5-minute video on here, so Paul got her to do 5 minutes of just a few questions that you might have. So she's just going to preempt a few things in terms of writing blogs and things like that. My presentation sort of links off of Matt's, which is quite good. So all the content Matt's gone through, and Lee and Josh. When I first started level 4, actually Josh and especially people like Dave Richter and that, I took a lot from those guys because they'd already started and set up studios. Jarrett, Isaac, and all the rest of the guys. So really, I want to thank those guys for giving me really a bit of a push up, and we really hit the ground running when we started the app factory. All right, we opened in June 2013, so it's nearly 2 years now, and in that time, like I say, I started level 4 2 years ago now, and when Paul had given us the level 4 business model, I really wasn't in a position to start anything. Working from a commercial gym and having Trish with me as well. Trish did my group fitness. A lot of the group fitness classes, maybe 20 classes a week, and I did the other 20. And that was basically it. It was just the 2 of us running that. So I had that, and then obviously going from level, level 1 and 2, it was really quite hard to implement MP into the commercial gym. Once I was here and got round the guys that had already set up, it was really quite infectious. And within 6 months, I sort of walked away from a $100,000 manager's job in the gym with a company car, working the hours I wanted to work, and I really just bit the bullet and left. I just walked out. No other job, no other plan, and really Trish just sort of fell in with me, and we both went together. And that was pretty much the start of then the Ab Factory. So in our first year, I worked quite closely, and the guys that were here doing the accountancy and the money side of things, I've set a lot of that up, and really, if you don't understand it, is to get that stuff set up straight away. It's really quite important. I work quite closely with my accountant, so much so she does all my freaking programs via ICE and MP as well. She's in the gym. She knows exactly what I'm doing. So in our first year, we made over 250k. How do we do that? Well, once I'd left the gym, I did what a lot of people don't do, which was strip back our lifestyle. So I made sure I halved my rent in my accommodation, and me and Trish actually moved into a house, a normal house, which was split into 4. So there was 4 families basically living in one house, and we had 2 rooms. For 6 months, I never had my kids stay at that house because it was a shithole. All right, but I took that on the chest, all right, because I knew I really sort of knuckled down and focused and decided, and we both did together on really what we want out of this, all right. First year of business is always the hardest, and I think anyone will tell you that. And speaking and going from what Josh has done, Lee, and even to extent Matty, I think you've got to make a lot of sacrifice to make this work to start with, and then you sort of reap the rewards later on. And I think that's a testament to what we did. So we stripped our lifestyle right back, and that first year has given us it's given me a lot of breathing space. I've never felt 1 ounce of pressure since I opened the Ab Factory. I was $50,000 in debt, but I had no pressure on me. So I think once you get a little bit of pressure on you, like our clients, common sense goes out the window a little bit. But for that whole time, both of us have been really, it's not really in my nature to be cool, but yeah, cool as a cucumber all the way through it. We've not made bad decisions, all right? We've made, I've had Cribby shout at me a few times, but really, yeah, we've not made any bad decisions, I don't think, and that's to the, you know, because I've learned from the guys that were ahead of me, all right, and that's what you guys need to do now, all right. You won't make really any mistakes. You don't really have any. You can't, I don't think. All right, so 2 corporate programs, and this was quite important. When I opened the Ab Factory, I didn't just set a corporate program up. For 3 months, we grounded quite hard and just to build that community up. I set the gym up in 2 days. When I've got something in my head, I do not mess around. It's just done, bush, and I don't care how I do it. All right, that's my nature. And for 3 months, we built up, again, the LPS. Again, I'm just repeating what the guys have said and how important it is to have that community. People were wanting more programs, but we kept it to that 1 program. I remember this because we had a big discussion, and I remember Josh, you were doing your fat loss seminar. It was our first one when we just got the corporate program, and we were deciding how much we were going to charge and all this sort of stuff. And you know, and I was really nervous. And my seminar was first out of all of us. I think it was like 1 or 2 days before you guys. And then Cribby said, "Yeah, no, you just got to go with it. Go with this. This is how much you're going to do it, and just go with it." And I'm just like, Trish, I don't think that's just not right. That's just too much. I actually had that in my head. And she's like, "Nah, just do it. Like he's told you, just do it." So, yeah, I actually set 2 seminars up, and we had 125 people over the 2 seminars, just coming from everywhere. First corporate presentation I'd done, so I'd done a couple of practices, and talking in front of people is not a weakness of mine. I'll chew your ear off if you give me half the chance. So really, I can sit there and just, once you go through the program, you can blurt this stuff out, I think, quite naturally. In the first program, we got 47. So that's 47 face-to-face clients for 1 hour a week, and we charge $599 for that. So you can do the numbers on that. We did that program in September 2013, and then I broke for Christmas, and then we did a second one. And again, we sort of backed it up with another 40 people. And I think that there gave me then an even steadier platform then to build on what I've got. I've always had the online in mind, just because of the type of people both me and Trish are, and I'll talk about how specific we are with the people we've got. Now, I'm only down contact hours now. I'm down to, it's not 8, it's actually 7 now in the gym. That's just gym work now. So our aim, and I'll go on to this in a minute, will be obviously then the online program. But our hours are pretty small now. Now again, because we work with the accountant, I like to know a few things, and I like to know where I'm heading. We're set to grow another 24% by the end of the next financial year. And I've cut my hours down from, we started with around 15 hours when I opened the Ab Factory. You always have that few one-on-ones that you're just trying to transition out. But yeah, so that's where we're at now. So our growth's really good. Just to give you an idea, and if any of you have ever spoke to your accountant, they'll tell you the mean, like the guys were saying, they'll give you the mean growth stats on fitness businesses. Me and Trish at the minute both have created a business that is in the mean of a medium fitness centre. So we've got the income of a medium fitness centre. Now, the trouble is with those fitness centres, their outgoings are 70 to 80%. So really, there's not a lot of income going there. Mine and Trish's outgoings are under 30. So you can sort of see, if you've got a good base and a good setup, and you've got the income coming in, it can really, your profit's going to be obviously a lot higher. A lot of businesses spin over. And obviously being taught what we're being taught, you see a lot of mistakes now. So you see a lot of fitness businesses opening up. They're making a lot of mistakes, especially things like rent on buildings. Most of you guys have been to my gym, and to be honest, excuse my French, it's a bit of a shithole, isn't it? It's not very nice to look at. All right, there's not a great deal in there. There's a few squat racks. The walls look like they're falling down. But to be honest, my guys don't care, and I don't really want them to focus on that. I only pay $10,000 a year rent for that place. It's 112 squares, and I've just signed another 2-year lease. And to be honest, I could just give it to him for the whole year, just pay it all in one hit if I wanted to. It's really quite, the area is pretty good. The interesting thing is, and then I'm going to go through the ice and things in a minute, but my clients actually, some of them travel to, between 45 and 2 hours to get to an ice session. Yeah, it's really quite interesting. I haven't got actually a lot of people from Bayswater. Matty's nicked them all. Now my products, we'll skim through this quickly. On the Ice Flyer, there's 7 sessions. Guess what? I've still got 7. That's what I've got, and it will stay the same. We get good numbers. I know the amount of numbers I need in that room to do it properly, and I get that every week. Our ice is growing again, which is good. So we're around about 60 people at the minute. It's going really well. Fire. Now, I know we have a lot of conversations on blocks and evergreen and this, that and the other, and whether you're going to run and how you're going to run your fire programs. My experience now, and I'll give it to you, 3 blocks a year. All right, that's what we do. Why? Because I want them to want it. I want them to actually want to do it. You do 4 or 5 programs a year, people are tired. They get annoyed, they get grumpy. And you know what? If someone's not feeling great, it might be the difference between them not signing up and signing up. What I do is as well, 3 blocks a year, quite blatantly, so me and Trish can go on holiday for a couple of weeks between each block. You guys that are running fire and running group training, you get sick of it. I get sick of it, and I think once you've done a year or so, you get tired mentally. And your clients see that as well, and again, you start to downgrade and demand a lower price, or people won't pay the price that you want. Fire at the minute, we're charging now, I've just put the price up to $105 a week, and that's 2 sessions. I don't do 3, we do 2. Why? Because the average person will come into the gym and they'll only devote, I reckon, around 4 days a week. Any more than that, and I think the wheels come off. All right, so that's what I've found over the last 2, or we found over the last 2 years. So we run 3 blocks and they do 2 sessions a week, and I'll just keep it there like that. Corporate, so 2 blocks a year, September, and 1 after Christmas, and nothing through the winter. I don't think people care at that stage, all right? They're not bothered. What do you do in the winter? Well, you're going to build up September, and you maybe spend all that time doing that, all right? The online coach, now for us now, this is now where our money is, quite a lot now. We spend a lot of time writing. Trish is better at it than I am, and in fact she ghostwrites for me now. Basically she writes for me, she writes it and she puts my name at the bottom of it. That's how she does it. Till I get better at it. But that's where the money is for us now. Going back to the fire now, I've just actually cut my slots down. So we're down to 18 slots. I put the price up, so now I'm just getting that quality rather than just everyone. I want them to want it to do it, so you get the waiting list for the next programs. That's just the stage that we're at. You guys will be a bit different and you'll have your own opinions on that. Mentoring, well, it's been good for us. In fact, this is the thing I enjoy the most, is helping you guys see your potential and to start experiencing what we're experiencing now, which is, which is the online program, less time at work, more time doing the things you want to do. Yeah, we've loved doing that. And I've just put that in blocks as well now. So we're actually improving that program as we go. Yeah, I like the mentoring, it's really good. Something I've added in, and actually I wanted to put this in at the start, and Cribby said, nah, just do your ice. I get a specific client, and I can see it in them when they come and do ice. If I get 20 or 30 people in an ice program, and Amy, who busts out a 21k Spartan race, comes in with another 20 or 30 people and she's just doing burpees and push-ups, she's not interested one bit. So what I've done is create now, I've got enough numbers in my community now is to segregate my more advanced guys, the people that really come and are drawn to me, and I make them do stupid things. Don't you, Katrina?
Yes. More than that.
All right, so I've really sort of homed in now on the type of person I want, and actually I can just sort of look them up and down and you can sort of see their body language. Yeah, for me, I can see it. And then, now over the next 3 to 5 or maybe 5 years, and I think it will probably be sooner, that's what we want. All right, I want an 80% online business. I do want to train people. I still think that there will be a thing there for me, personally. I don't think Trish wants to do it, or I'm not going to really speak for her. I always want that little bit in there and to be hands-on with people. but it'll be a small amount, and it'll be people that are worth it. That's my aim. 2 blocks a year. Me and Paul have spoken about this quite a bit, and when he first told me, I'm like, what? Like 2 blocks a year and then 6 months off a year? You're crazy. But I'm starting to see the light a bit now. And again, he's always right. It's annoying, isn't it? He's always right. Now this bit's important because I think with what Paul's done, there's a big snowball going on. And I think if you do one thing right, the next thing will follow, the next thing will follow, and you'll just keep going. I think where people start to mess up, and they don't give themselves the time to do that sort of stuff, which is more time to work on yourself. All right? It depends on where your business is going. But obviously, we've been through this before. Transformation, your own. It's far easier to sit at home at a computer and just walk to your fridge and eat food and go to your gym whenever you feel like it, all right, than it is to train 40 hours a week and only eat twice a day. Agreed? So I think this all interlinks quite nicely. If you follow the business model, you'll actually then give yourself more time then to work on yourself. And that's not just transformation, it's education. You know, we've got so much stuff we've got to read. You can't keep up with the evidence, you know, the articles that Paul posts out. I can't even read half of them. I can't even pronounce the words. You know, but this is the stuff that you've got to spend more time on. This is the stuff that's important to your business. All right, blogging's another thing. Writing courses. This is the stuff that actually both me and Trish are getting into now. And I think if you speak to Matty, he's the same. If you want an online presence, you've got to be good at relating to your audience. And as Matty pointed out, if you try and sell products, it's like banging your head against a brick wall. It just won't happen. All right, you've got to relate to the people that you want. All right, top 10%, my clients. So the top 10 guys, the people that are excelling well, they're the people you want to spend the time with. Now I don't know about you guys, but if I look at someone that comes into the studio, they're looking at me thinking, is he the best choice of trainer in my area? And I'm looking at her thinking, is she going to give me a transformation? That's the thing. Both of those things, or especially at your part, you want someone that's going to bust their ass and give you the results, creating that credibility. If we don't do that, all right, you need to push them. Some people do need a bit more of a push, but if they're worth it, you can do that. Spend more time with those clients that are worth it. And I've just said blogging and writing. I actually think this is now, if you speak to Trish now, she'll sit at home and she'll be on the computer for 4 or 5 hours. She's on her Kindle, just on her Kindle, reading. And then, we all know it, that's the important stuff. My 2 boys, and then obviously Trish as well. So this is the end game, isn't it? Yeah, for everyone in this room. It doesn't matter who you are, that's your end game, is to spend the time. I've got 2 boys that look at me now, and all they want to do is do what I do. So, you know, I'd like it when I'm a bit older that they're running marathons and Ironmans and whatever they want to do. And I'll have the health to do that. Trish, yeah, well, I suppose we want to get married eventually, if she'll have me. Don't tell her that. And and enjoy what you got. You create your own success, and I actually believe you get what you deserve in life. All right, who are we? I like balls. 60 kilo balls. I think this is the thing now that what we're realising the most now is we don't really have to tell people what we're about. People already know what we're about. Yep, I like obstacle races and doing different things. You know, for some people it's out there, but again, it attracts certain people to me. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. People know what I do, they know how I can help them before I even speak to them. And I think that's the difference. I think some of you guys, if you know your identity, you know who you're going to attract. If you've got no identity, then I think that's where you need to probably start. We all know what she does. So obviously now, and Paul's always taught us to go where the money is. Now the money at the minute is women that want to compete. That's where the money is. We get a lot of contacts, but obviously with the MP program, we've got that point of difference now, and it works really well. Karen's done a great job. We've took 3 or 4. She's got 2 or 3 more girls to go through over the next 6 months, and they love it. But she's got her own niche, and it works really well. Yep, she works really hard, and spinning back onto, you know, creating more time and working on yourself. Like I say, she'll just sit at the computer and eat her food. She can plan her whole life out, and she just looks better and better and better and better. She gets up when she wants. You know, her whole thing's there. So everything's in place now, and I truly believe over the next 5 years she wants to develop as a physique athlete. And I no doubt with what we've been given and the time we're working, she'll get there. She's got it all in the locker. It's there. She's just got to, she's doing it a lot easier than a lot of people. But she's created that time for herself. I don't mention this guy a lot, and I've kept him out of the MP community, and Paul told me to, and it's the best thing I ever did. All right, but this guy's my, he covers everything when I'm away. He allows me to go on holiday. Matty's in the MFB. We do the same thing. He's my training partner. So he's in the fire brigade, so he's got no motive really into personal training or making millions out of it. He does it. He actually just does it for the love of it. If I ask him to be somewhere, he's more than happy to be there. So if you can find yourself one of those, you're lucky. And he's a great guy as well. And the chicks love him. Delve into a little bit about what we attract. Now, what I attract is someone like Lucinda here. Very, very driven. Doesn't really take a lot of direction, doesn't need it. Very just headstrong and just done it. Just gets on with things. She's a mum of 6. All right? She does a few things like that, and I know that every week that I speak to her in fire, she's always asking me what I'm doing next. And every time I ask her what she's doing, she's always doing what I'm doing. And she's always asking me questions, and she just knows where she's got to be at what time, and it's just great. And I've decided when I met her 2 years ago that that's the sort of person I want to attract. That there. This is the thing. We're getting people now coming up to her, like I said in the ICE program. Lucinda comes for about an hour, 50 minutes to an hour away. She's got 6 kids, mind, and she puts herself first. She just does it. She decides what she's going to do. She just cracks on. Well, the kids are fed. They're doing this. Now I'm going to go and do my fire. And it's just great that you can see someone like that have that mentality to put themselves first. And that's the person I want. She doesn't miss a session. Minimal direction. She's exercise driven. Now, I won't lie to you. She's never done an MP program. Never. All right? She loves the exercise. Loves the fire. Just the fire training on her own and actually getting her just to bring her exercise back a little bit. She's not far off podium in the Gatorade series, the sprint triathlon, which is damn hard to achieve because it's a fast race. So the next step will be to get the nutrition involved. Remember what I've said, she's very exercise driven. So yeah, I've tried and tried and tried. It's like hitting a brick wall, but eventually it's gonna happen. She's really cool. She's very independent. That's what I think my clients are. They're like wind-up mice. Put them on the floor, and they just go. And that's what they are. What's my job now? To find more of her. These guys, you guys think you do an eye session, these guys get put through hell for 2-3 hours at a time, all right? How far do you travel to come and do this?
Oh, sometimes it takes me up to 2 hours.
Yep. And why do you do it?
Because I love it.
Yep. Do they offer this anywhere else?
No.
No.
And I could do it by myself, but I love the team, I love the community.
Yep.
I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Yeah. And these are the same mould as Lucinda. So last year this is what I was aiming for. Now these guys bring their own equipment. So same as ICE. They pay to do the 8 weeks, and then I give them a list of equipment to bring. So who's heard of that? Who's heard of a boot camp where your clients bring their own equipment. There ain't one.
It's half the session, carting our equipment to the location.
Yeah. So if I tried to do this to my normal ice clients, they would probably tell me to F off. But once you've got who you want, I can lay that on, tell them what to bring, tell them what to do, and in fact the sessions just run themselves, don't they? I give you tasks and they just do it. They're just gone. So that's the type of client I aim for. Those people there. There's a couple of MP trainers in there. Alright, so what's going to make the Ab Factory grow? The nitty gritty stuff. Who's got the level 4 website? Who knows how to use it? Couple? There you go. That's your first task from me. Get yourself behind that website and go through everything. Because the actual clues into what you're doing and how you're writing, and if you're writing any good, comes from the back of that website. I'm sure if Cribby ever showed you the back of his website, it would tell you who's clicked on what, who's done this, who's read that, and so on and so on. So once you get that website, and if you haven't got it, if online coaching is your thing and that's the thing you want to bring up, that's the first thing you've got to get. Once you've got the website, you need to use it. I suppose, I don't know how long some of you guys are away from getting the online program, but you need to start using it now. 6 months, a year. Things like blogging, it's not an instant thing. I've mentored quite a few trainers over the last 6 months to a year, and they do 1 or 2 blogs and then they stamp their feet because they're not getting any response from nothing. But really, I told you earlier, Trish has done 3 years worth of writing. In fact, she did 3 years it's taken, and it's only now we're starting to chisel away and crack the egg. All right, it's just starting to crack now. So you guys have got to be patient, keep writing. If you're not good at writing, don't worry about it, because I actually went back and looked at our old blogs, and I was terrible. It was horrific, and we laughed about it. And then I compared it to what we're writing now, and it's quite scary. So if you haven't got the website, get onto Nathan and get it, and then start writing. If you don't know what to write about, your clients are always the first start. Another thing that we've started to do is actually move away. So I don't know whether, someone said to me earlier, you're not on Facebook a lot. Yeah, for good reason. Now, I don't think Facebook achieves loyal followers. And again, once you get into things like Copy Blogger and you actually get into these blogging courses, these guys are actually saying now you've got to get email subscribers. That's what you've got to get. Someone's name and number or email, and start from that position there. And again, it's all going to come back. So if you've got the website, everything's really in place for you to do that. You just write the blogs, and get them out there. All right. You will use social media to post links, Twitter and whatever you want, but eventually you won't need that. You've got the eFat Loss course on there as well, and again, that's something else that you'll create rapport from, because then after that you'll start sending out email campaigns. But email subscription is where it's at. I'm going to put a video on of Trish, and she's going to go through some dialogue, because we're actually now creating dialogue. We sent an email out last week. You got it, didn't you, Cribby? About people being slack, and she actually wrote it in a way where it was to one person, like it was just sent to that one person. And my God, we got maybe 50 responses to that, which is a good rate. And out of 20 of those responses, out of the 50, 20 of those people asked for help. 20 of them were like, yeah, cheers, but no thanks. And then we had 10, this is the most disgusting email I've ever read. All right? What am I trying to say? Well, when you write, I think you've got to have a certain amount of opinion in there, and you can't really sit on the fence. And it's something we've learned. You're gonna upset people, but you're also going to draw the people that you want. And that's the thing, and we're starting to write more that way. She followed up with an email after it, and it was really quite good. It was called I'm Sorry. So she said, oh, dear Sue, I'm sorry that I wrote that to you. I'm really passionate about what I do. Bang, 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 you're doing really well. And it was a follow-up email, so it was a couple of days later. Some of those guys then replied and said, thank you for your response, blah, blah, blah. So we still got dialogue from people, and some of those guys are loyal followers now. So we start to get replies. Every email, who's sent out an email campaign and got a load of replies? Anyone? Few? So if you're getting replies, you're actually on the right track. I think that there is the basis then of building rapport online. Once you can do that, then you keep sending information out. Very quickly, you'll have people ask you what you do. And we've started to get that. If you're not getting any responses, you're not on the right track just yet. All right, invest in that. I think half of this as well now, and it comes back to where I started, with your products, so your ice, your fire, your nutrition. This is the building block for this. You need to have a thriving ice program, because that's what you're going to sell this online program to first. Once you've done that, then you can focus on the world. All right, but first and foremost, you're going to focus on the people that you know. Agreed? I'll tell you a story. We did a fat loss seminar last year. We had 149 registrations. 149. And most of them showed up. We only got like 10 sign-ups. Because I didn't know them. Didn't know any of them. So we very quickly stopped that now. And everything then goes through that LPS as it should. All right, we got the sign-ups, we got their email address, and actually some of those guys have now responded through email, so we might catch them again a bit later. So not all is lost, but yeah, you need that rapport. So the first, you need to build that LPS, and then that's what you're going to deliver. You're going to either deliver a corporate program, or if they can't make that or do that, then you're going to give them the online program, and that's where you'll start. Now the credibility, where does that come in? Well, it's obviously results, isn't it? It's what you do day to day, and Matty was on the nail. Your clients aren't stupid. They know. They know if you're doing what you're teaching, and they know, like I say, they're not stupid. You need that trust. If you haven't got the trust, you ain't going to sell nothing. It don't matter how good it is. How do we do it? Well, we're going to carry on doing what we're doing. So, like I said, Trish wants to compete and keep getting better and better. So that's just going to get better and better. As soon as if she starts winning competitions, it's going to make it the next step for us. Me, I'm the same. I want to get up in the obstacle racing, and then I want to start attracting those guys. In my world, if I'm not in the first 2 or 3 people, no one cares. It's a true story. So I've got to bust my ass now and get up there for these guys to then ask me about my training and about this and all that sort of stuff. And again, your transformation clients, now we should all be having those. Everyone in this room should have at least 4 or 5 good transformations. And if you haven't, then that's where you've got to start. Deal with the people you have. Build from the floor, work it up. And there I am there, 3rd lap, hanging out. All right, so the results so far, we've delivered over 100 online programs from now. I think it's probably over 150. I haven't counted properly. In a nutshell, some of you guys, I suppose, aren't blogging because you don't see the value in it because you haven't got it yet. Take it from me, the program is worth 10 times the amount that we're selling it for. There isn't nothing out there that he's created. There's nothing. Nothing comes close. And even I've had good clients that are educated in health, that read, that always try and, looking for that next step. They've told me so as well. They think it's amazing. So take it from me, guys. I suppose some of you don't trust me. Take it from me. It's an awesome program. And once you get hold of it, it's going to spin your world upside down. It's going to change the dimension of your business. All right, so let me go through a few things about what we found with the actual process of teaching someone metabolic precision online, because it's totally different from face-to-face. And again, Paul's changed our mindset from day one. And this is another prominent point where you're going to go, all right, I'm just going to have to change my way, all right, and go with what he tells me to do. All right, I'm going to go through a few don'ts. So once you give someone this system, don't bombard them with additional information. There's 15 emails in the first program, and it's mapped out. It's very hard, isn't it, to take money off someone and go, there you go, see you later, and go with the money, yeah? That's what it feels like. Let them read, let them process it. There's so much on there, but it's all there. And the new system that's just been updated is just phenomenal. They won't miss anything. It's just there. If they read it and they go through it properly, they'll do it. Us as trainers love to just give extra information and go, do you know what? Just put this in and add this in and do this and do this and do this. Just let it flow. Let it go. Don't jump ahead with the emails. So let them get the one at a time. Let them just go with it. If you get questions, answer the questions. All right? Or give it back on the feedback. All right? Because you're going to get food diaries. You're going to get different data coming through. And they all get a dashboard now. And you get notifications of what they send through. It really is, it's great. It's so good. Again, deflect the task. You'll get people, and all right, guys, sign up. All right, and the next week, where's my meal plan? And where's this? And where's this? All I do is go, right, you're in week 1, read email 1, send me the tasks. So you just deflect. Deflect. Have you read the email? Have you read a link on such and such? Give me the answers to this. So you take the pressure off yourself, let them go with it. Remember, everyone wants to rush ahead, don't they? They want a meal plan straight away, they want their exercise program straight away, they've not done their classification, they've not done their goals, they've done no measurements, they've done no photos, you don't even know who this person is. And you'll get people you sign up that you don't even know. And I've had it a few times now. So I have to get that stuff through before I can make a decision on what program they're going to get, you know, where they're going to go, how many programs it's going to take. Yep. So you're mapping this stuff out. If someone doesn't complete the tasks, don't hound and harass them. Something that I've always got in my head now, and even from the corporate program, is people get what they want from what you deliver. All you've got to do and have that responsibility to uphold your end of the bargain. That is, the emails come through, you might want to check that they're getting the emails. If they say, yep, that's fine, then let them get on with it. Very shortly, you'll either start getting things through or you won't. You'll know what week they're in now, and you'll know exactly where they are from the new update. At the end of the 12 weeks, give them their report, and we just put on, we try and be positive, keep it positive, make them an offer into the program again, and a few feedback, bit of feedback, and if it's no data, it's no data. If they've not sent you anything through, put that on there. And that might be their weakness. But again, you're just giving them some feedback, and you're letting them know that you're there. All right, do's. Thoughtful feedback. So obviously when tasks start coming through, you've now got I got a little bit lost with trying to give feedback and when. Now it's plain as day. On the dashboard now, you'll get the task comes through, you can stick on your feedback in each bit. On the meal plans and on the metabolic nutrition side of things, when they start filling that stuff out, I always like to put 1 or 2 links on there. So if they've asked me a couple of questions, instead of me just giving them the answer, I get them to go through the masses of articles. You know, again, it's a test. If they're reading things, you've got the right people doing this stuff. Go thoroughly through the system yourself. One thing we did, and I know the boys did, Josh and that, we went through everything. Go through all the tasks. Go through it yourself, either with one of us as the mentors or just go through it when you get hold of it. I think most of you guys have actually been training with one of the mentors anyway, and you'd probably be pretty au fait with it. But go through the whole system. You'll be amazed. And then you know what you're dealing with. You know what beast you've got. Take-home message, just for me, is just to let them get on with it. They're not face-to-face clients. They've signed up for a particular reason, and they'll get what they want from their program. I've had some people not complete anything. I've had people do absolutely everything. Some people half the tasks, all right, and still get results. All right, so why online? Why is the online program better than the corporate program? Why are me and Trish going to drive this now? Why do we want this? Well, who remembers this guy? Anyone? 2013, $10,000 winner, 25 kilos, 3 programs, and I had 47 aneurysms doing it. All right? Now what you've got to understand is the tuition time that you're going to have with each client. For me, this is just a broad scope. You think about the time frames. When you teach this one-on-one, including fire and maybe ice, it's going to take you 3, maybe 4 hours a week per client. Agreed? Yep. Now we've got the business model for fire and nutrition. I reckon about 2 hours a week. Agreed? Anyone got any advances on that? Under 30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes per week. Yeah? Are you giving quality? You're damn right. I think it's phenomenal. Like, it's even better than the corporate stuff's good. This really starts to customise people down into really what they want. Does it work? We're training people all over the world now. Rachel's done 5 online programs, and she gave us that. We're going to go to New Zealand. I'm going to blog the shit out of her over the next few months, and then we're going to go to New Zealand and do a fat loss seminar in New Zealand. She's going to be there. Simon. So Simon's from Canada. He actually signed up online last year. He walked into my gym. He knew a fire client of mine. He marched in. He said, I'm getting a plane back to Canada now. I want to sign up for your online program. I said, cool, mate. I said, do you want to sign up now? And he was sort of all over the place. And I didn't let him have anything. He sort of went out the door. He didn't want to sign up there and he didn't want to commit. So he went home, got on the plane. 2 days later, he said, I wish I'd have signed up now and got the manual. So I sent him the manual out, didn't hear from him at all. 6 months, nothing. He messaged me January 2nd. Dave, have I got that online program? No, it's expired. Can I sign up again? Yeah. But the price is up, the price is this now. Oh, okay, all right, done. Signed up again. 12 weeks. So he's done his first program. And he's started with that. Did everything. All right? So that's where we're at. What does it mean? Well, you can change people's lives in half the time, still. Don't think you can't. You can. All right, so what do we do? I now know where this sits, where we want to put this now. And it's simple. It's an upsell from the corporate program. If they want the next level, they then go online. So once they've heard the information, we then piece the information together. So this is what we've done. To teach the corporate program, I just make them bring in a notepad and pen. There's no e-file. They bring in a notepad and pen, and we go through the lessons as per in the corporate program, and I make them write notes down, straight down. So they've got a full A4 booklet of notes all over the place. What does it do? Well, we're not doing the food diaries, so apart from the templates and going through the system as per, we do that stuff, and they take that stuff as part of their material, but that's it. And again, like I said, it's about the puzzle. So I'm giving them the pieces, I'm not putting it together. And now already, we're at week 11 now, they've got one more week. These guys are already asking me when they're going to start to get us to critique their meal plans. Remember, the corporate is a group, and if you read it carefully, it's designed to upsell into something else, which is your online program. And the online coach is the next step, because then you can customise down. You can spend the time. If you want to put them in your fire programs, do that, if that's how you want to do it. Everyone's going to have a slightly different path through your business model, but ideally, really, if they want it customised down now, this is going to be the easiest way for you to do it. If you try and customise in the corporate program, I think you're going to find it quite hard for them to listen to the same information again. You might get them twice, but then a third time you're sort of really asking a lot in my eyes. All right, so tips then. For the whole wealth creation model, so what have we done? What have you guys got to do, or what I think you've got to do? This has been said, is focus on filling one product at a time. So if you're going to focus on ice, focus on ice. If you're going to focus on fire, focus on fire. If it's the nutrition side, focus on that one thing. If you try and fill everything, you'll only get half an effect for everything. Yep. So get your planners out, or get a planner and actually put in that you're going to do. I think, Jarrett, you did it last year. You did a planner. I saw a planner you put up. You and Isaac did it. Yeah, that was cool.
The whole year.
Yeah, and you put blogs, things that you were going to blog, and the things you were going to aim for. So they started talking about the products that they were focusing on, and then they used their clients and the credibility and all that sort of stuff to then fill that program. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you're not conscious of looking at it, it's always there.
Yeah.
Back in your mind all the time.
Yeah, and again, it comes to that, back to that clarity. Just focus on that one program, fill it. So if ice is where you're lagging, remember it's like a bucket. Fill your ice program, you're then going to fill your corporate program, you're going to put these guys into fire, and then eventually if they want to do it, they'll go online. Yeah, it's quite an easy flow. Be consistent now. Over the last year, we've become very consistent with writing, sending the same message out and getting results. I think that again, that's 33. I don't think you can dodge that. I think that's where we're at. We're transformation specialists, which means we change body shapes consistently. No matter what their goal is, that's what we've got to do. If we don't do it, then I think things we start to push shit uphill a little bit. Set your targets. So again, it goes back to number one as well. So like Anna, you've done really well, mate. It's right. What Mel's done with you is right. You got to set targets and gun for those targets. Focus on that one product. Set your targets. Go for it. Then the next one. Then the next one. It's a constant thing. All right. Things are going to help you. Number two is going to help you massively in helping you fill those programs. Blogging. You've got to have stuff to blog about. Simply. Clients, what you're doing as a trainer. You've always got to have stuff to write about. If you're interesting, people will pick up on it. If you're not very interesting, you're not going to get very much back from anyone. And that's me. And that's my motto. You only get what you want when you know what you want. All right? So you guys focus on where you want your business to go. Focus what your end product is. If it's online coaching, then you need to start getting an online presence and build it up. If it's not, that's fine. But like I've gone back to there and going back to the guys getting results, it's only going to take you half the amount of time to change someone's life to what it is to doing fire, nutrition, and all the face-to-face stuff. And again, some of the guys like Lee and that, they're doing well with the face-to-face stuff. But think about you as a trainer and your identity and what you think is going to make you. You've got to play to your strengths. All right. Some of you guys, your strengths will be online. All right. All right. Is there any questions? That's me. Finished.